How do I see the coronavirus affecting the world? About 16 years ago on a national radio show, I told the host that there's going to be a global pandemic, especially in the lesser developed countries. There will be martial law that we predicted long ago. In order to survive and have some decent quality of life during the pandemic, the height of the pandemic, you need to be a prepper, pure and simple. Right now, cities in Italy of 50,000 people are almost as bad the situation as it is in Wuhan and other parts of China. The cities are cordoned off. That requires martial law. So if you live in the city, expect that. Make sure you have ample supplies of water, particularly water, and food. The shelves are going to be empty. They're emptying right now as we speak in this country, in the US, not to mention England and other countries. Go out right now. If you don't have food, buy it. Don't wait for the government. We're from the government, we're here to help. Don't wait for the government to tell you, prepare now, because your city may be closed off or quarantined. Don't wait, because if you wait, the shelves will be empty. There won't be any food on the shelves. There won't be any toilet paper or any other hygiene products. This is a real situation. This plague, this epidemic, this coronavirus is going to be knocking at your door if it's not already in your house. If you start now, because we don't know how long this pandemic is going to last, nor peak. We don't know what the peak is, although there are estimates in epidemiology. You can figure these kinds of things out. Look at trajectories and that. But you may still have time to learn remote viewing to be able to find the sanctuary and find sanctuaries for your loved ones, because those sanctuaries may be different than yours, for lots of different logistics and administrative reasons or medical reasons as well. So I would suggest that you crack that book now. There's DVDs that I put out to teach you how to do this. They're systematic and they're effective. So don't hesitate any longer. You don't have time. The first indication that you're really in a hot zone is when your school's closed down. That's probably the first indicator. When kids have to stay home from school and self-quarantine at home, that's an indicator that you're in a hot zone and you're going to have to sit it out. Again, make sure you have those supplies. If you're not a prepper, become one, at least until this blows over. Remember, this is asymptomatic. SARS, for instance, the MERS, incubation times were 48 hours before a test could determine that you have one of those particular viruses. This coronavirus is in the bronchial tract particularly. That's where it hides. And it's asymptomatic. The other thing in terms of preparation for this pandemic, if you wait for the government to tell you, prepare now, then all the people in the stores are going to infect each other. This particular coronavirus is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Hey, let's slow down the incubation process so it can't even test for us, right? They can't test for us until enough titers are built up in the bloodstream, which is going to take at least a week. That means you have all these typhoid Marys walking around all over the earth, spreading this because it's asymptomatic, for days and times. And let's go one step beyond that. If you haven't noticed, folks, children are not being affected. Very, very few. As opposed to the SARS virus, where the children have very, very effective immune system. SARS took advantage of that and produced a kinin storm as a result of attacking healthy immune systems. This coronavirus is doing the opposite. It's remaining latent in children with very strong immune systems. It's sitting there for longer periods than a week. But children are the carriers, the primary carriers. What are you going to do about that? Brilliant. As a professional, remote viewing is a godsend. It's a lifesaver. Use that to look at an optimum health trajectory, which is a technical term for the Q, the matrix search term that we use. You can use that to look at, for your loved ones or yourself, to look at an optimum health trajectory, we call it, to look at the cause and both the treatment and possibly cure for any ailment. any ailment. That's what we do, and I don't know how many hundreds of lives I've personally saved. And I've had the honor of teaching some of the world's foremost physicians remote viewing, who I tell them, as a practicum, bring your most intractable problems that you've never been able to solve, and we solve those problems. Remote viewing is an incredibly powerful tool. In terms of the kill shot, which I'm sure all of you have heard me talk about before numerous times, that is a massive set of solar flares from the sun taking down infrastructures. Infrastructure collapse, not all over the world, but in a lot of zones, particularly in the northern hemisphere. How do you prepare for when gas stations can't pump gas, toilets don't flush, and all the things I've talked about? They're all in that DVD, Prepping for the Kill Shot, as well as a very fine booklet that I'm sure you'll want to carry around in your back pocket because you're going to need it. So you have to be prepared at any time, folks, at any time. So prepping for the kill shot is critical for those of you who haven't figured out yet what you're going to do during infrastructure collapse.